Well, everyone, welcome to United States Television. Guys, how are you? And today we've come in late, but we'll be back from that encounter of Manchester United against the team known as Arsenal, where we lost really to a 1 goal to 0 courtesy of the penalty of Paul Pogba that was stupidly given out. Everyone is criticizing Paul Pogba, and I too into this. I support you guys. Whoever is criticizing Paul Pogba, I think he has the right reason to criticize him because he's the man because we lost. Trust me, according to the team that we all wanted to see all the future into this encounter of Arsenal, he really brought the right team as you saw it. A diamond it was, and really, we just saw a player known as Paul Pogba letting us down on a day that we needed him most. Remember, for the previous games that we've been playing at team we've been playing for Manchester United, Ole has been really benching Paul Pogba, and Paul Pogba only played into all those games from the bench, starting for the game of Newcastle. Then we go into PSG. Then we went to Chelsea. I think those first 3 games, Pogba was played off the bench, and then he got back his starting position in the game against the team known as RB Leipzig at Old Trafford, an encounter that ended 5-0. And the other was the game against Arsenal. But against Arsenal, Pogba really looked very bad. He really looked very bad. He was very, very, very bad. And that was not the Pogba that we all expected to see. And very many people on social media really came out and say that they cropped Paul Pogba, the Paul Pogba we expected, and the Paul Pogba that really showed up. So the Paul Pogba we expected really never really showed up yesterday. Remember, he costed us this game. I really was doing the watch along of Manchester United against Arsenal, and I told you guys that Paul Pogba is the reason we are losing this game. There is no reason, no other reason why we lost this game, but we lost this game because of Paul Pogba and because of his stupid display. A person in the caliber of Paul Pogba to go for such stupid errors and not tracking back players is really something that is bad. And Paul Pogba, I don't know what you guys think, but really Paul Pogba has reached an extent of costing Ole his job. That's why the title to my video is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job in Jeopardy because of Paul Pogba. And here there is a very big question that should Ole let Pogba go to Real Madrid and then we get another player? That's the question of today. And I'm going to bring you other reactions from the former Manchester United players, that is Roy Keane and Gary Neville. Endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload here on daily. Now, let me read you what Gary Neville really said to Paul Pogba even before he really came in and he caused that penalty that saw Arsenal netting in that 1 goal that we really went for a loss. He said the fact that we are always talking about him is a compliment. The expectation levels he's set and the standards he has set at the previous club and with France. This has been a difficult period, and Manchester United haven't been playing particularly well over the last years. It's just down with him. I think about all those years when Liverpool didn't win the title, and the expectations always seem to be on Steven Gerrard at Liverpool, and there is an expectation that Paul Pogba has to deliver at Manchester United. Never did these comments even before Pogba considered a penalty for a foul on Hector Bellerin, which allowed Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to score his first goal in the last 5 games he has been playing. When you look at what a player known as Gary Neville is saying, I think we can all agree with him because we saw Liverpool, we saw Steven Gerrard being a star player at Liverpool, winning the Champions League. He was called all kind of names, but he failed to win the Premier League for Liverpool. Even this season, Liverpool really had a chance to go in and win the Premier League, it was Steven Gerrard that led them not to win it by controlling a ball poorly against a team known as Chelsea, and Demba Ba really stole that ball and he went directly and netted the ball. Liverpool just needed a draw to see to it that they seal their other Premier League trophy after the many years of not winning it, and they really saw themselves being sunk down by a player known as Steven Gerrard. So that's what really Gary Neville was saying about a player known as Paul Pogba, that United is really looking at him as a player who can really win them trophies, but he's out because he's really not going to do that. He's not that kind of player. We have a lot of expectations for him, but he's not going to do what we want because he is that kind of player. He's going to be Steven Gerrard, and I think Steven Gerrard did more work at Liverpool than Paul Pogba, because each and every time, at least, Liverpool needed Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard really came up and showed up. But look at the game of yesterday. Where was Paul Pogba? Paul Pogba was nowhere to be seen yesterday. So that's why I cannot even compare him to a player known as Steven Gerrard at Liverpool, because Steven Gerrard really died 100% for his team. But Paul Pogba, even that goal that we conceded, he had the chance to really stop the ball from really. He really had the chance to mark Hector Bellerin in first half, but he let him go into the box by not tracking him. And by the time he went off for him, it was a penalty. And he really came out and said that he's not that kind of player. He's not used to defending, and he really needs to work a lot on that. But he did the same stupid mistake, and we considered a penalty against the team known as Tottenham Hotspur. Paul Pogba slided into a player known as Del Ali, and we really considered a penalty. So Paul Pogba is really a player that I think Ole should let go. Let me continue with what a player known as Gary Neville is saying. Gary Neville goes ahead to say that there is too much complaining from Paul Pogba. It looked a penalty at a first glance from up here. Never say to the instant. He just gets in, Bellerin. He taps his ankle. He stands on his foot. He kicks the back of his Achilles. It's a definite penalty. That's what really Gary Neville came out and said. Although Ole came out and said that it was not really, it was a soft penalty given to Arsenal, but to me also it was a penalty. He concluded by saying, Pogba came out and said that I thought I would touch the ball before him, but he just touched the ball before me, and after that I knew I was too late. It wasn't a tackle really, like I said. I have to be sure about this. It was clear from him that skill made us lose the game. So that is what Gary Neville really came out and said and commented about what Paul Pogba said about the game. But to me, Paul Pogba is a player that shouldn't get Manchester United. To me, that's what I think. He's a player that shouldn't get Manchester. He's costing us a lot of games, lots of points. We are not winning because of him. Remember, just think if at all Danny Van Beek really started that game of Manchester United against Arsenal yesterday, you know what would have happened on the pitch. So Paul Pogba, Ole, for the good of Ole, he should let Paul Pogba go, because I don't see him delivering a lot for Manchester United. I've been that pundit here, or analyst who really sees that Paul Pogba is doing more harm than good to Manchester United. And each and every person is saying it. Love him, like him. I do rate him as a world-class player, but does he really fit the squad of Manchester United? I see him as a weak link to the chain that Ole is trying to build, and I think he is really a player that does not really give us 100%. And I think they should let him go to another team where he's going to really put in his best and give them 100%. But to this level, where he's not even giving us 50% of what he can offer, I think he should be let go and he should look for another team. And us selling Paul Pogba, or if at all we let him to Madrid can get us Marc Asensio. Trust me, you can get Marco Asensio, or Isco, plus Valverde, two players from Real Madrid. Even Varane can be given to us by a team known as Real Madrid in favor of Paul Pogba. So today, my video is all about all really doing has to do has to make a very big decision on Paul Pogba if at all he really loves his job. Otherwise, if at all he doesn't make that big decision on Paul Pogba, putting him back on the bench, we are going to lose more games because of Paul Pogba, a player that has really fantastic football, one of the best players, midfielders that I've ever seen, but he has failed to give United the best that it deserves. So, guys, that's it for now here at United Television. Remember to comment, subscribe, and share this video. Subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we upload on daily. So, to me, I think Ole should really sacrifice Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba should be on bench. He should play 20 minutes into a game, and that's what he can offer to us. Nothing else Pogba can offer. As you saw him against Arsenal, he only offered to us a loss to Arsenal. So that is the story for now. Paul Pogba, I really don't want him at Manchester United. According to me, you've been watching my videos. You've seen me really criticize the way he plays for Manchester United. Even the likes of Roy Keane have come out and said that Paul Pogba isn't a player who should be playing in the diamond, and they shouldn't be playing him that side. That's what he's saying. Roy Keane giving a damning response to a player known as Paul Pogba, and advising Ole Gunnar Solskjaer not to play Paul Pogba into that position. If at all you feel like you want to join me here and talk to me onto this live, there is a link I'm posting into the live link, and you can really come in and tell me what you think about Paul Pogba and what you think Ole should do for Paul Pogba. But for my case, I think Ole should sell off Paul Pogba because he's really a nuisance. He's really a nuisance at Manchester United. He is a very good midfielder, but to me, I don't see him being that player at Manchester United that is going to prosper and really get us to a point where we want to see ourselves win back the Champions League, Premier League, and all the trophies that we are playing in. So that's the link that I've posted. If you feel like you want to join me here on the live stream, you can join me, guys, and continue and tell me what you think about Paul Pogba. If I told you guys aren't coming through, I'm really signing out for now. Good night. See you tomorrow, guys, as we really go into that Istanbul game. Remember, there's a press conference for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and very many more things that are going to come through at Manchester United. I'm out. See you